Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I am getting ready for the study 25 Gifts of Love from By the Well for God. This is their December study, and it has 25 different devotions in it. And so I am going to do a faith dex system for this month, and I'm excited to kind of prep for it. I found this box. My husband had ordered something. This is a super strong and sturdy cardboard box. So I'm actually going to use it as my faith dex system and create some cards that will go in it. So today I'm going to decorate the box, do a little bit of prep work as far as getting ready so that I can study daily in the month of December. I will make sure to list everything down below, including this devotional. I do have an unboxing of it. If you're interested in checking that out, I will also list that. Otherwise, I will put you guys on fast forward. Let's go. All right, you guys, this box came out so cute. I'm really disappointed the very end of my video footage didn't come out because my phone died, and that's how I record my videos. So the very end isn't there, but of course I have pictures of the finished product. What I'm doing right now is this is white gesso, and I thought it would be really good to prep the cardboard. And so I'm using white gesso to paint all of the inside and all of the outside just to make sure it has a pretty good covering. And then I let that dry completely, and then I end up going back over it with the white satin paint from Handmade Modern, just because the gesso wasn't completely even and the white satin paint just gave it a more even look. So that's how I prepped the box. It was so fun to get to use supplies I just had on hand. I have been saving this cardboard box for a while just because I thought it was such a cool box, and it was fun to get to use pieces like that. And I think that's one of the things crafters are best at, are finding these little treasures that other people would just toss, and we can see like some serious value in them. So I'm making sure that this has a nice thick coat on it. Like I said, I let it dry, and then I added just white satin paint over the top for a second layer so that it would be perfectly white and ready to go for the rest of the decorating. I had a little bit of trouble narrowing down exactly what I wanted to do with the box because I had several ideas. But I know I wanted to play with this beautiful stamp set called Christmas Row House from By the Well for God. It is so cute, you guys. It's this huge stamp of all of these row houses, and then all of the other little stamps are ways that you can accessorize or add details to those row houses, and it was so fun to play with. I know I'm going to be doing it again and again. I also think this would be a great stamp set to create cards with because it's about the size of like a 4x6 card kind of feeling, and you could kind of customize the color scheme to what you like and add a bunch of little details, and it would be a lot of fun for a Christmas card or like a winter card, something like that. What I am doing is stamping it 3 times on some card stock because I am planning on using a couple of these at least to add onto my box. I will be watercoloring them and then fussy cutting them out. So working on them while they're all on one sheet was a little bit easier. Now you can see I have this little squiggle, and it is meant to be snow, like a snow-capped roof, which is super fun. And it took a little bit of practice just to kind of figure out what went with what, how it worked together. And so I was glad that I went ahead and stamped it a few times so that I could get some good practice. And that's definitely what I would recommend you do if you're going to use something like this, is to make sure you've stamped it out a few times and get used to how you want the pieces to work together. So I'm adding, I don't want to put snow on all of the rooftops, just a few here and there just for fun. I know in real life if one roof has snow on it, I'm sure they would all have snow on it, but that's okay. I'm just changing up the variation. And here you have this little brick pattern that I thought would be fun on the front of some of the houses, kind of like a little skirting on the house. And again, trying to change it up, not do the same thing on each row, just to make them all different. I love that this is a really interactive stamp set that you can customize and add the details that are intriguing to you. Now I am adding a little tiny wreath in some of the windows, and I actually really love this detail. So I grew up in Texas, and yes, wreaths are big on the doors, but coming up to the Northern Virginia area, there are a lot of houses that do those beautiful green wreaths on all of their windows, like a beautiful fresh green wreath with a big red bow. And I think they're so beautiful and so classic looking that I just love that you could add that wreath detail as well on here. Now you can add some shingles to some of the rooftops. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and add those a few places. And see, it's just, you can create a whole village here of row houses. They can all be different, and it is just so cute, you guys. It's just so cute. I know I said that a lot, but I just have love this. And last but not least, I'm going to choose one of the chimneys. There's actually a couple different chimneys you can choose from. I'm choosing one, and I'm going to add a few chimneys on some of the houses. And I had a little bit of trouble connecting the chimney, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's close enough. And they are just adorable. There's like smoke that you can add coming from the chimney. There's a moon. There's plants and shrubs that you can add in the front of the houses. There's just all kinds of stuff, and it just is, like I said, super fun. Okay, so in the By the Well for God 25 Gifts of Love devotional kit, you get a watercolor sample card, and they are Daniel Smith watercolors, which are really high quality watercolor, and you get a dab of each watercolor, which at first you think is not a lot, but it really is. All you have to do is wet down the watercolor. I'm using a water brush right here from Arteza. Use a little bit of water to activate the color, and then you can use that watercolor on your projects, and a little bit goes a long way. They, like I said, they are a really high quality watercolor, so the saturation is really nice. It blends really well. It's just, like I said, a beautiful watercolor, fun to use. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm going to just use as many of the different colors as I can. I love that it coordinates with the kit, so you don't have to second guess what colors you're choosing from. And because I'm planning on using this Faith Decks box of my own creation to go with the kit, I want it to really coordinate color wise. So I'm just going to fill all of these in. I decide not to get too detailed, so each house is just going to be one solid color. I will add a different color to the roof lines in just a moment, and that way I will also be able to have all of the colors represented. So there's 7 colors on the card this month, and so 6 different colors of houses plus 1 color for the roof line of each house. And then I'll go back in and add a little bit to the wreaths and some things like that, just to add just a touch of more detail. But like I said, nothing too crazy, no shading or anything like that. Pretty standard right now. I would love to hear how you are planning on working through this kit. I know daily kits sometimes can be difficult, and that's why I thought the Faith Decks system might work really well for me to create a card each morning in my study time that I will just add to this little box that's a reflection of what I learned in the devotional that day or what my big takeaway was. So I've heard some of the other creative team members are making mini albums and possibly doing some traveler's notebooks, some altered books. So I would love to hear below how you plan on working through this devotional. I will also make sure to link the rest of the By the Well for God creative team down below. Several of them have YouTube channels. They are all on Instagram, and they are wonderful, creative women, and you would love to see what they were doing as well. So I'll link them. Go give them a follow. Go check out what they plan to do for this project, because like I said, they always inspire me. They're just some of the most creative people I've ever met. So definitely reach out and go see what they are up to as well for this kit. All right, I'm going to finish up the last of the little details here on these wreaths, and my houses will be mostly done, but I end up pulling out some glitter paint pens, and I've had these paint pens for a while. They are super pretty, so I have one that does blue sparkles, and I decided to fill in all of the windows with those blue sparkles, kind of like they are frosted from snow. So I'm going to fill all those in, and then I have one that has silver sparkles, and I will use that for these snow-capped rooftops. Just to, again, I'm Team Sparkle, you guys know this, and I'm just going to fussy cut this out, and you'll see what I end up doing at the end. I actually end up matting it on some additional paper so that I can give it extra strength for my box, and I will layer these on to that little Faith Decks box. You'll see it's funny. I actually end up changing my mind on what paper I mat them on. I start off with this ice blue color, which is super pretty, but my box takes a turn when I decide to incorporate some washi tape that was sent to some of the people that were the first to order on pre-order day for By the Well for God, and it's a gorgeous plaid washi tape, and I end up putting it on my box, and it kind of clashes with the ice blue, so I have to change it. So there is the house backed on the ice blue. You get a little hint at what I'm going to do. It's going to be there on the back, but like I said, the ice blue will go away in a little bit, and it'll end up being white. Okay, this is going to be hard to see on camera, but I am painting this box with glitter paste, and this is clear, kind of iridescent glitter paste from Martha Stewart. I got it on clearance a while ago. I'll see if I can find it and link it below. And I want this whole box to feel kind of snow crystal-y, and so glitter paste it is. All about Team Shimmer and Shine, and the cool thing about glitter paste is that it's not glitter that is going to get all over the place. So I'm covering all of the white with the glitter paste. You can't really see the sparkle here on camera, but it's just enough to add just some fun texture and some fun interest to the box over top of the white. And then here is where I rediscovered that washi tape. So I saw it sitting there in my bin of supplies, and I thought it is just the perfect size to go around the top edge of this box. And it was. It's the perfect width. It fits great. And so I'm going to add it all around the top edge. And it is over top that glitter paste, and so what I will end up doing is painting over it again with glitter paste. So that ends up kind of sealing it down and making it feel as if it were part of the box completely. So I wrap this top edge, and then I'll go along the sides of the top edge so that it is covered all around the top, and you'll see that in just a second. Just trimming off the extra little bit here so that it sits nicely because it's not perfectly even there at the top. And here I go all around the edge, and it meets up really nicely on one side, and then the front and the back there is a little gap that I will cover over with some more washi by the time I'm done. So here you can see just covering up that lip, and then I will, like I said, cover the whole thing with that same glitter paste just to make sure that it is stuck down really well, because it's going to kind of serve as like a Mod Podge over the top, and it just adds a little bit more of that shimmer, which I of course am all about. And of course, coming up is when my camera ended up turning off and I missed some footage, and I apologize for that. I just didn't notice that it had turned off. But what I did was cut out 2 of those little row house rows, and I matted them on a nice white cardstock that was really strong. And one of them I mounted to the front of my box right at ground level, you might say. And on the next one, I actually added some cardstock on the bottom so that was raised up. So it gives my house some different dimension, some different levels going on. And then I had these tiny brush trees that were this white iridescent beautiful color that I actually attached to the back of my box. Again, this 3-dimensional look that I don't usually get to play with when I'm doing paper crafting, and it was fun to add it into this one to really make this box custom and fun, and I think it's going to be great for adding the cards in. Like I said, Faith Decks cards are a great way to work through a daily project like this because they don't take long to make, and so doing a Bible entry each day can probably feel overwhelming, but having all my supplies gathered, ready to go, this beautiful Faith Decks box ready to be filled up has me really excited to jump in and work on this project. If you are not following me over on Instagram, make sure you go down and check out the link below. I am at ScrappyWife blog over there, and that is where I plan on posting some daily videos of time lapses of me creating these Faith Decks cards. So that should start on December the 1st, hopefully 3 times a week, maybe a little bit more, seeing how it goes on filming the actual Faith Decks card making. But be sure to follow me over on Instagram, and those will be posted over there. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I have all of the supplies that I used listed down below, including this devotional kit, so make sure to check that out. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.